Hi, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Madison. And welcome back to The Power of Two Will Do Nothing for You.
Yep.
Podcast reviewing every episode of the TV show Charmed.
Because why not?
Because why not? Just like Hilary Duff said.
Take a crazy
the great
chance.
philosopher. And today we're doing Season 1, Episode 5, Dream Sorcerer. And let me tell you.
It's
lot
an
to
episode.
unpack here.
Yeah.
We go! And they're off.
Oh my God, it's so funny because watching this, I immediately was like, oh, Phoebe is giving. And then as soon as I finished my statement, this stupid boy says,
Yeah, we're at Quake.
This
Phoebe's
shit.
at Quake. Oh my God, these lines kill me.
No, it was like consecutive though. I was like, she
Yeah.
is giving.
Are your parents terrorists? Because baby, you're the bomb.
Jim, ask if it hurt when she fell.
Excuse me?
You fell from heaven. It hurt. Because I know an angel when I see it.
No.
Yeah, that's a horrible pickup line.
I mean, it's supposed to be.
I'm no angel. I'm a witch. But don't tell my sisters I told you.
Same.
I do think I'm gonna steal that. From
That's
Phoebe.
so
That's like
true.
a really
It's a
great
good
response.
line, I'm not
like,
gonna lie. To pretty
just be
much
like, I'm a
anything,
witch
really.
and I will kill you. Like, leave me alone.
Right.
Oh my God, yeah. But this whole opening scene, basically, the moral of the story is, oh, we hate being single.
Oh my God, yeah. It was such an eye roll.
Oh, we hate being
It's
single.
just so
we
like
exist for men.
I don't know. Just the frequency, the way they talk about this in so many episodes is so like just
Like every
women do not
episode,
speak this
it
way.
comes
People
up
do not
every
speak this
episode.
way.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like obviously there are a lot of people who are like, oh, I hate being single, or I've been single for so long, I want to be in a relationship, or like, oh, I want to be in love. But like to talk about it all the time and in the way that they do.
Oh my God, I know. They're
where
like
they're
three
like,
hot
oh,
ladies.
I just need a man.
Right.
It's like, ugh.
Yeah, it's
But yeah, we see a creepy guy in the corner sent Prue a wine.
right.
And she is deeply, deeply taken by Sweetie Boy
I know.
Andy.
I was like proud of her. I get
I know.
proud
I
of her
literally
when
wrote
she's
in my
like,
notes in all caps, "We are loyal
Good job,
to
Prue."
Andy."
Right. I mean, also he looked over like all creepy shit.
Yeah,
so.
but we reject him, so she
Right.
takes the wine back.
Then we, reveal that he's in a wheelchair.
Oh my God, this
Which,
is like
okay,
this is such a concept. This
it's
is like
a trope
such
that
a,
we'll get into.
Ugh.
Jordan discusses tropes.com
Jordan discusses tropes.
featuring feet
Oh my God.
feminist rants of the day, but
Ooh.
not featuring, but not limited to. I'm just combining things people say at this point. I don't know.
Okay.
Point is, sidebar. I wanted to say this episode was written by Constance M. Burge,
Okay.
creator of the show.
Wow.
But directed by Nick Mark, which, side note, he also directed some Buffy and some X-Files. But the thing that really stood out to me was that he directed the Buffy episode Double Meat Palace,
Oh.
which I love that episode.
That's a painful
It's a
episode, though.
weird, horrible, great episode.
Oh, God.
It's sort
Double
of like
Meat Palace.
a standalone episode amongst Buffy. That's my Buffy sidebar.
Fun share.
Yeah, Buffy sidebar.
Oh, we're gonna
Anyway.
have to do Buffy.
Share.
Okay. The waitress goes back over and gives the wine back to him.
We'll go
Says-
creepy
says Prue-
misogynist.
Creepy misogynist. Yeah, that's a good name for him.
She was calling him something.
Oh, were you?
What was
Did you
I
have a
calling
name for him?
Oh, Mr. Creep. I named
Okay,
him.
we'll just call him
I named
Mr.
him
Creep.
aptly Mr. Creep.
Okay, great. So
Yeah.
the waitress goes back over with the wine that was for Prue to give Mr. Creep, like, oh, okay, she rejected you. And of course, he's being hella misogynistic. He thinks that all women are for him.
Right.
So he's really upset. And then he immediately starts to hit on the waitress because Prue didn't work.
Right.
And she also rejects him because he's creepy as hell.
And because he also just hit on Prue, it's like, oh, what am I? A second
Yeah, it's
choice
like,
for the love of
okay,
sweet
he'll just hit on
Jesus.
whatever's around.
Okay.
And she rejects him also, and that makes him upset.
Makes him mad.
We can tell he's upset.
He said, I'm a nice guy. How dare you reject me? I'm going to kill you. That's what they do.
That's what the nice guys say.
Yes. You're a nice guy if you just say, I'm a nice guy. That's
Yeah.
how you be a nice guy.
It's okay.
It doesn't involve action.
It's okay if you turn
just
around
have
and
to
kill
be like,
somebody.
hey,
Still a nice
I'm
guy.
not mean, boy. I'm a nerd. You should date me. It's like, no.
Oh,
You have to
man.
actually be nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the waitress who just
she's
rejected
back
him
at home.
going to bed
Bedtime.
at 1:05 specifically,
Which is too late.
No, I mean I think if you're a waitress at a restaurant in San Francisco,
Well, no, I
you're
just
doing a
meant
pretty
like,
good job.
oh God, I'm so sleepy.
So the clock goes to 2:30, which probably should have been 3:30 if we were going to be spooky.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
maximum
the spookiest time
But maybe
is
they didn't
3:30.
do that intentionally because it's not
Yeah.
about
It's just supposed to be
demons or
she's-
whatever.
Yeah, but we're being attacked by creepy guy. But we're asleep.
Right.
We're in our dream.
Yeah, this dream is very like crying, laughing, throwing up. It's not a good situation, but it's also I will say I love the way all the dreams are like lit and
Yeah, it's fun.
vibey
I like
color
the spooky
thing we're doing.
sky
It's
that
like
we
a-
have going on in all the dreams.
yeah, no, that's what
It's
I'm
like
saying.
very
Yeah, it's
ethereal.
I'll take
very
it.
fun. I like it. Mm-hmm. I will say though, it's so interesting this concept being like network television
Yeah.
because like he gonna murder us in our dreams. I felt like it could. In my brain, I was making it way darker and scarier.
I mean, it is really dark.
It's
like I
all-
was gonna
it's
say,
already
it's like
really
super
dark and scary.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I'm just saying, like in my brain, I was making it even darker and even scarier.
Well, because it's like such an insane invasion. It's also like it's another one of those like the aspects of like, yes, I will read the way that the women are written in terms of like constantly talking about being sad about being single.
Yeah.
But I do think there's like really, like I've talked about before, like really interesting, like misogynistic, like double play where it's like, oh,
Yeah.
this does happen in real life.
One thing I was gonna say is like we've kind of talked about this already, but like it is interesting. I feel like one thing this show does really well is they take like actual real life hate crime against women kind of things and they make them like magical.
Yeah.
Because this is literally just what happens to women, but with a little tinge of magic on top.
Yeah.
And one funny thing though about this whole dream sequence where he's like talking about how he's gonna murder her, is like it's all spooky and like yes, it's very scary and it is very dark. And the whole time I was like, oh God, but he like dips her like 6 times. He's like dip, and I was like, his first priority is to dip us.
Certainly dipping.
Several times. That's part of his serial killer.
Several
his serial
times.
killer vibe is he dips us several times and then he pushes us off a building that's in our dreams.
More importantly,
And she plummets to her death and I was scared. I'm sorry. It was very scary. The guy, like when you're falling asleep and you do the you get your jolted awake.
I mean, I'm sure that's why it was
Except for
written
she
that way.
died.
Anyway, my more important question is what was the opening song on the DVD?
No, you see, this is a whole thing.
Okay.
Do you know what song this is?
Yes.
What was it?
Love You Like the Earth.
So that's what's
Audrey
on
Auld.
the stream version.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. The song after the intro on the DVD is not a real song.
Really?
It is not a findable song.
So it's backwards.
It's which
Is
I
it
thought,
ugly?
Well, no, it's like a nice little like it's got some
Nice
lyric,
little
it's got
ditty?
some lyrics about the moon and like it's like it's very witchy and it only plays for a short like 10 seconds and it's like a song that was made for the show. It's not a full song. There's no full recording of the song.
Okay.
It's just that little clip, which I thought would mean that like it's permanently in the show because it's not like a copyrighted song. But yeah, it doesn't have a name. Nobody knows what it is. And there's no full recording.
Interesting.
I literally had to Google it. I was Shazamming it. And it was like, this is hard. I can't find it.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's happened to
why?
me
And then I Googled it and it's like a whole conversation on the internet that for some
That's
reason this
weird.
song's not a real thing. But yeah, so the song's a question mark.
All right. Yeah. The great song gate of charm continues. So we post our silly little song, whatever song you might have heard. It could have been a number of things, apparently. Now we're at a crime scene.
Yeah, the
and
cops are
she's
checking out the dead
dead.
waitress. And all her bones be broken, like she fell from the top of a building.
Because she
even
did.
though she was in her locked bedroom.
Nope, she fell.
So we're confused.
And she was wearing a dress. Oh, I
Nope,
forgot
she
to
fell.
say when she was getting into bed that it's so you with the nightgown.
Oh, I love a good
Yeah,
nightgown.
anyway. My gosh. And now
we're
also
doing
this
an
whole
exercise
narrative.
DVD.
Yeah. I mean,
my
good
God.
for the go exercise. Woohoo.
No, but Piper's exercising for a man.
yeah, because she wants to get a man.
Gross.
Also, like, you're perfectly fit from fighting zombies. What's a
Zombies.
zombie?
What's a zombie?
Also, there's no zombies. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I
I'm
wish
just
there
always
were.
thinking about zombies. I don't know. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. I give up. Goodbye. I'm gonna take a nap.
But I miss exercise DVDs.
That's why I'm telling you, I want to do aerobics from the 80s and pretend that time never passed and
That's fair.
the earth isn't burning.
Yep. But yeah, this is another conversation.
Oh my
that's
gosh,
just painful.
no. When she said, might not sound very PC, okay, so here I go. I'll keep it tight, okay? I just hate this whole, like, this is such a good example of, like, this, like, fundamental misunderstanding about what feminism is. You're allowed to want what you want. So, like, Phoebe's allowed to want to go sleep with a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
And be with dudes who are like hyper masculine or like bad boys or, you know, mysterious. She's allowed to want that. That's totally fine. That's like independent. Or like Piper. It's so weird to me that she's like, this isn't very PC, but I want romance. It's like, what part of that isn't PC?
Yeah, like that's like the
you didn't
most
say, like,
mainstream.
What are you talking
there's
about?
a coyote running by.
Moral of the story. You're allowed to want what you want. That is the point of feminism. The point of feminism is do what you want. Don't hurt anyone. Everyone should have equal and equitable rights.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I will say, in fairness, like I'm being very like blah 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 about this, but I like get it because I've definitely gone through periods where I was like, well, you know, I used to want this, but now I feel like I should want this because what I wanted before was like problematic, I guess. You know, like thinking like, oh, if I'm someone who likes to be more like submissive in certain like life situations, then that is bad. Because it's to be feminist, you have to be like dominant and in charge,
which is not true.
It's like no. Like really, like relationships are like if you think of everybody as genderless. Yeah, if you think of everybody as genderless and role-less, sometimes there is like a more dominant masculine person and a more submissive feminine person, or the reverse, or both of you have pretty balanced vibes, but one of you know what I mean? Like there's nothing
like
there is no particular formula. But then also you could take this and like break it into like talking about homophobia and you know, compulsory heterosexuality, because these roles get a lot more complicated. Like is it scandalous if you're a lesbian and you say I don't want to sound PC, but I want romance? It's, you know what I mean? It's like that thing where it's like, who's the boy and who's the girl? Like no. How about you just take the rule book and throw it out the window? What is that from? Is this Miss Congeniality that I'm quoting?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm glad. We can just end with a Miss Congeniality quote and you can, you know.
Yep. She's beauty and she's grace. She's Miss
Call
United
that what
States.
it is. I don't know. Got a little bit derailed by a coyote, but maybe.
Now we're back with the cops. And they're still confused. Because that is the way of the cops. Even though, like we've talked about, these cops are exceptionally better than regular cops.
I will say, though, Daryl is always giving the skeptical, like very stereotypical cop who like doesn't want.
He's like, well,
he like doesn't want
like this,
outside. Like every time Andy comes to him with like compelling, well-researched information that makes things more complicated, he's like, oh, don't give me this.
Yeah,
But
he's like, I wanted to be done.
Yeah.
Andy's
That's
literally like,
out.
all their bones were broken, like they jumped off a building, but
he's
they
like, no,
clearly had
suicide.
not jumped off a building. And Daryl's like, the coroner said they jumped off a building, so they jumped off a building. It's like, buddy,
is that what happened?
Yeah, he says like the report came back, declared a jumper. It's like, okay.
Oh, this was why I wrote chicken well done, because I'm confused. Like,
chicken is always
who would
well
ever
done.
say chicken well done,
Maybe
especially a chef?
His chicken like extra cooked.
Maybe that's what
Like,
that's supposed to mean. Like he
overcooked?
likes his chicken rubbery and overcooked. Like, because I don't get it. Like chicken's either done or it's not
funny.
done.
I didn't catch that.
It
That's
really
very funny.
bothered me.
Chicken
I was like,
well
what are you
done.
talking about?
Could you give me some chicken? I want a little pink in the middle
Ew,
of the chicken so I
you'll
can die. So I can get salmonella and die.
I love that.
But yeah, Piper serves this guy. He doesn't even look at her. He doesn't look up at her at all. He's just like, nah, give me my well done chicken and leave. And then Piper and Phoebe, they're talking about doing a love spell. Which, I mean, how many...
no, Phoebe's talking about doing a love spell.
Phoebe wants to do a love spell. Piper's like, I don't know, gal. And this is like, classic. Every magical show has a time when the silly witches decide to do a love spell, and it's never good. It's never a good idea.
We'll say, though, Phoebe is the most feminist character in this show.
Yeah, because I did make a note, like, Phoebe says that doing a love spell is empowering because you're like, you're saying what you want, you're declaring what you want, you're taking your power back, taking the situation into your own hands. And Piper's like, it's desperate. It's a desperate thing to do.
Right, which it's not desperate to do like a weird workout DVD that you hate every day. It's just like assuming you're going to like somehow, I don't know.
Fair and true. Yeah, and we're back at home with the gals, and Prue caught us working on our love spell. So the jig is up.
I do love, though, how Prue's always like, what are you doing? Don't do what you're doing. But there's like no follow through.
And then like,
she's
bye.
just like, bye.
Yeah, she's like, you shouldn't do that. Bye.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not going to stop you, but bye.
And like, that Phoebe's going to do whatever she wants. So like, why even bother saying don't do it? Like, it's going to happen.
You might as well be like, have a good time.
Right.
Use a condom.
I need to get to something that's very important to me.
You want a man who is single, smart, endowed, employed. Employed. A man who loves sleeping in on Sundays, sunset bike rides, cuddling by a roaring fire, and late night talks. A man who loves love as much as you do.
Why would you want to ride a bike at sunset?
I'm sorry, though. I just like the way Phoebe tries so hard, but just like loses it at sunset bike rides. I also love this because it really is like people will like hype themselves up for their dating requests or their dating profiles. Like they can't be real. That's something like, frankly, if you want to get personal, that I've been working on in my own dating existence. Like, don't act like you want to do something you don't want to do. Like, I don't want to go skydiving with you, bro. I want to like, have you seen the new whatever? I want to binge it. And I want to go to a little farming market and make us brunch.
I'm like, it would be thrilling leaving the house for an hour and coming back.
Like some gal matched with me and was like, you want to go skimboarding? I was like,
what the hell is that?
Yeah, like
that sounds violent.
You enjoy skimboarding.
Sounds
anyway,
like it would hurt me.
Sunset bike. Like, when is Piper going to go on a sunset bike ride?
Also, like, is that the time to ride a bike? And then what? We're riding back home in the dark on our bike?
I mean, maybe like it's San Francisco. Like maybe you drive somewhere and then you like go
you
for
bike
a bike
along
ride.
the beach and then you get back in the car.
I don't know, guys.
I just think you could do a lot better than a sunset bike ride.
You know what? It's romantic.
That's not like peak romance to me.
For Piper, I don't know.
Sound off in the comments.
What is romantic?
Is it
sunset
more? Is it what's more romantic than a sunset bike ride, or is there nothing more romantic than a sunset bike ride?
What's more romantic than a sunset bike ride? Anything.
Describe your ideal date.
April 25th. There's a lot of miscongeniality happening.
Apparently,
anyway,
you started it.
Sorry, it's always in there.
I do want to hear
I just want to hear Phoebe's list because I think it's perfect and I respect it.
Well, I was also going to say something about Phoebe's list.
Okay.
That's like not spoilery, because if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you don't know what I'm talking about. But
the sexy, silent type that finds you driving through town on the back of a Harley at 3 o'clock in the morning. A man who appreciates scented candles, body oils, and Italian sheets. He's about hunger and lust and danger. And even though you know all this, even though you know he'll never meet your friends or share a holiday meal with your family, you still can't stay away. And he recycles. He recycles. Yeah.
Phoebe basically describes.
Don't spoil us.
She basically, we don't know who is.
No, it's true.
Can't come to family functions. Not fit to be a part of the family, but hot. That's. Okay. I just wanted to tell you that that's literally.
No, it is.
Isn't it funny?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, what we could say is Phoebe's list. Number 1, love it. I respect it.
It's like the exact opposite of Piper's list.
Right. I definitely relate a lot more to Phoebe's list.
I want a bad boy who I'll never marry, but will give me a good time.
Yeah.
Like basically.
But it's definitely foreshadowing for some people and things and places and times and events. And sort of happenstance. You might say happenstance.
I conjure thee, I conjure thee. I am the queen, you're the bee. As I desire, so shall it be. I conjure thee, I conjure thee. I am the queen, you're the bee. As I desire, so shall it be.
I also
Oh my God,
also
this
another
spell.
hilarious
What was your?
spell.
Yeah, this spell was funny to me. I was
I
like,
mean,
all
I didn't
right.
mind it because it was
It's
just
fine.
silly.
Yeah,
It was just like
whatever.
a
It's
silly
like you can
spell,
make
you
fun of
know?
just about. It's hard to not make a spell,
But it was
sound a little
funny.
silly. Yeah, I conjure there.
It was
conjure
very
there.
funny. I did love Phoebe says that apparently if you're a man and you do this spell to attract a lover, you have to
No,
put
they said if you're a man, you want to attract a woman specifically. So
yeah,
I'm
you want to
just
attract a
gonna
woman.
Point that out.
It's all very hetero. You have to put a honey cake in your armpit
yeah.
for days.
Yeah.
Why would I have to do that?
I don't know
It's
what
very
to tell
silly.
you. Yeah.
Also, good cat action in that scene.
Of course.
The cat's present for the spell, and the cat does a lot of meowing, and it made one of my cats very interested. There's not enough cat action in this show.
And there should be more.
There should be
animals
more
in
cat
general.
action. But then we get a call from Mr.
Oh
Creepy.
wait, I totally forgot something that was so important to me.
What?
Phoebe's list. You know, the thing that I really got that I related to strongly is not the mysterious bit. It's the he appreciates scented candles.
Oh my God,
and like
the
nice
specificity
sheets.
of that.
Yes, and he recycles. I was like, yeah, oh,
Yeah,
yes.
gotta recycle.
Yes,
If you don't recycle, don't even talk to me.
right. And then, of course, this man,
Yeah, Mr. Creepy
Mr.
calls
Creep,
us
calls
at home.
our home
Calls
after we
Prue.
rejected him.
And is like, are you sure you don't want to go out with me, Prue? I think you should, because I'm going to murder you if you don't. And she was like, no.
Oh.
Shocking.
Okay.
No
Yeah.
twice. 2 times no.
I said no, and then you called my house. So now it's
That's an extra no.
definitely a no.
And Phoebe's going out to see if her spell worked.
Right.
She going to find a man.
She gonna find Hans.
Oh, and then Prue's taking a bath, and the vibe she sets for the bath
it's
is
pretty
exactly
iconic. And then
right
the vibe is decidedly ruined.
by Mr. Creepy.
Mr. Creep, to be clear.
Mr. Creep.
His name's
There's
Mr.
no
Creep.
Y.
That's his
Okay,
name on his
Mr.
birth
Creep.
certificate, so don't get it wrong. Oh, this is a good
Who
opportunity.
falls asleep in the bath?
Well, you know, during our creepy, spooky bath dream, it's a good opportunity for me to mention the old disability trope, the disability
yes.
villain trope, because I think in the
A new
context
kind of
this
rant.
episode, it's pretty important.
It's very important.
So, you know, do your own tiddly biddly of research. There's this like very consistent old thing where you'll have, obviously there's already like very minimal representation for characters with like any kind of noted disability that like
yeah.
consistently affects their lives and like whatever, blah, 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 blah. But when there is, it's often, and this is similar with queer characters, but they're often a villain. And it's like their disability is specifically used to make them creepier. Like that's
Yeah.
so like in this situation, that's basically what's happening. Like
Yeah.
they make them like your disability makes you creepy or angry or both or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
it's this,
Yeah.
it's a thing. So, you know,
Yeah,
I'd
and
be
we'll-
remiss if I didn't
we'll
point
get
it
into
out.
later in the episode. Like they uncover like
Yeah. I mean,
why
they make it
he's doing what he's
Right.
doing, and it's literally what you just said.
Yes.
Like they're
Yeah, it's
saying
so
that
cut
like
and dry. That's
him
why I was like,
becoming
ugh.
disabled and being wheelchair bound
Well, yeah,
is like
because-
what makes him start doing messed up
right.
shit.
And also when I started this episode and they like revealed that he was in a
Yeah.
wheelchair, because I didn't remember, I haven't seen
I
this in a
literally
long
immediately
time.
was like, oh, here we
I
go.
wasn't I was like, but I was like open-minded. I was like, maybe this isn't like a plot point, or maybe it's you know, I couldn't remember at all for some reason. Obviously once I started watching, I was like, oh yeah, that's the situation.
Yeah.
Spooky dream, throw you off a window, boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Or even like how I feel like it's a very common occurrence in shows. Maybe hopefully, I hope not quite as much anymore, but definitely not to bring, sorry to bring it up now, but even like Glee, you know,
Yeah.
like where they take like able-bodied actors
Yes.
and they put them in a wheelchair for a character, and then there's always like a storyline at some point with that character where they get to walk, or
Yeah.
they like it never lasts and they don't stay disabled, or like, you know, like I don't know, it's just like there's always some kind of like weird, like it's like you said, it's similar to the queer storylines that are problematic, where it's like disabled people can live very full,
yeah, I mean
happy
that's like
lives.
it's the other
not like
the other trope of like someone's disability like defines their whole person, and they can't overcome their sadness.
like
they can't
they're permanently
like
ruined
the narrative ends up being like you're only truly strong if you can overcome your disability and live your life like I'm using air quotes, normal person, an able-bodied person.
Because like
a person without a disability that impacts their ability to function in a capitalist society.
Yeah, because he's in a chair. Like this guy is disabled. He's in a wheelchair. But in these dreams where he murders women,
he can walk.
Mm-hmm. So it's like,
if only I could walk, I would kill so many bitches.
anyway.
A noble dream indeed, good
Ableist
sir.
rant.
Yes. We're doing our
Mr. Creep
terrorize
is here
Prue
to try
in
to
her
kill Prue.
pink dream in her bathtubs, which number
gonna say
one,
it's kinda
how dare you, it is. How dare you interrupt my bath?
Yeah,
Never.
that's a sacred
That is
place.
a sacred time.
The bath is sacred.
And Prue knows how to set a mood, so how dare you?
Yeah.
But what I think is interesting, and I assume it's like very intentional, is like, the other gal was like completely helpless in her dream, and Prue is like able to kind of fight back.
Yeah,
a bit.
she can like move a little bit without his permission, and kind of have her own thoughts a little bit.
Very Prue.
Yeah,
very. I wonder if it's because she's Prue or if it's because she's a witch. That's just like what I'm
probably
curious
a little both.
about. Yeah,
because he probably doesn't really realize she's a witch. Because
obviously, he's more focused on her being a lady.
He's like a scientist.
Yeah,
right. Like he's a human. Like he's not a demon.
Just a dumb human with
He's just
gloves.
like a human doing sleep experiments.
Right.
Which we'll obviously get more into. But like, yeah, he don't know what he's dealing with.
Yeah. Also,
And he
this is
scratches
like genuinely spooky. Like
very spooky.
Not cool.
That's why I was like, this episode is dark.
Yeah, no,
like,
I
as
for
a
real.
woman watching this
Yes,
episode,
it's
like
for real scary.
because also like I was like, is he gonna assault us and then kill us?
Okay,
like, what is
welcome
the
to
deal?
network television. I'm glad this show was made then and not now.
Because now I feel like it would be full Dexter.
it'll be like on Outlander when we get gang raped by
oh my
five
god, yeah,
men.
literally.
Like no, thank you.
We would not be spared.
But
we wake up because somebody knocks on the
no,
door.
because it really is like it's so scary because that whole like loss of agency situation,
like you can't do anything.
is so
it's like the ultimate
messed up.
no consent.
Yeah,
like you're in my dream, you're controlling my brain. It's like holy shit.
Right. Nice to live with your sisters who interrupt you when you fall asleep in the bath and have a hell dream.
Yeah, when someone's
where you
trying to
almost get
drown you
tossed
in your
from a
dream.
building.
Like, don't try to drown me in my own bathtub. I'm cozy.
Yeah, and then we look in the mirror and we've got scratches on our back.
The scratch happened. It's here physically.
Right.
So we know it was real.
Not good. Not cool. Also, why is it a hand?
Oh, and Prue initially tells
a sponge. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Just weird things that I
guess
think
they
of.
just wanted it to be like a clear,
just me pointing out the important
kind of
things.
scratch mark, I guess.
Anyway,
but yeah, and Prue doesn't say anything at first until the next morning. She tells Piper she's fine, and then the next morning they get into it.
I will also
and Piper
say
belittles the shit out of her.
I know it's not good, but I mean it's hard. Prue is kind of she doesn't sleep, she doesn't whatever, blah blah. But also I do think kind of spooky for their mom to tell their daughters, go away, you don't exist when they see a monster.
When she knows they're real.
When she knows they're witches.
Yeah,
and
she knows
they
they're
could see
real.
a for real monster.
Yeah.
Like, damn, the ultimate gaslighting. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, it is kind of a questionable parenting choice. Like
everybody's doing their best, I guess.
Everybody's doing their best. Yeah. Yeah, and like I understand Piper's perspective, like when Prue's telling her, like, I had this dream or some guy tried to kill me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
Piper be dropping the ball this whole episode.
And I guess we're kind of insinuating that like the scratch went away like within a short amount of time, because I guess it's not there anymore. Like the next morning the scratch isn't there anymore because Prue hasn't shown Piper, which I assume would mean that it's not there anymore. Because she says to her, like, you think you saw a scratch.
Oh, yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And like Prue does overwork herself, so I could imagine her not, you know, thinking she's just kind of overworked. But it is like, you're witches. What's the likelihood someone tried to kill you in your dream? Pretty high.
Sure.
The likelihood's high.
Sure.
I'm just saying. I just hate that shit. Like, believe your sister.
Right. That's true. So, I mean, if you told me you were assaulted in a dream, I would certainly believe you.
I mean, I would be concerned and I would be like, let's look into this.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be like,
let's look into this.
I wouldn't be like, oh, you silly goose.
You'd
You're
be
probably
like,
just tired.
Hey, remember that episode of Charmed?
I'd be like,
I
not
think
Charmed.
something similar is happening.
Exactly.
Anyway, so Mr. randomly 90s hot man comes in.
Mr. No Shirt.
And he's So my first thought was, excuse you, Mr. Milkman, because he drinks milk and he dribbles it all over his chest.
First of all, he drinks it out of the carton.
But
second of all, he
actually,
finishes
it's a glass jug.
Yes, but
get
he
it right.
finishes it.
I know.
Like it's his house.
You know,
But
he's
then
acting
he
like a man.
recycles.
I mean, she didn't say she wanted someone respectful. Yes, and then I was like, yes, Mr. Recycle Man. So he quickly redeemed
And he was
himself.
hot. I will say he was hot,
and
especially
he did,
for the 90s. I was
right.
like,
He
ooh.
redeemed himself.
Yeah, but yeah, Phoebe found somebody.
Right, which I mean, I think it's funny because like really, she could have just gone out.
She
and
literally could have just gone out without doing a
grabbed
spell
the first
and been like,
man.
"You want to go?"
Right.
Like, would have been easy.
Yeah, so this is when Andy
with the
brings
cops.
Daryl his files and says, "Hey, I've done some real work. And
Yeah, we're getting into
things
it.
are spooky." And Daryl's
Andy's
like,
a good cop.
I don't wanna," but then he does.
Daryl's like, "I think you're annoying," and Andy's like, "Well, this is true," and he's like, "Still annoying."
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I keep doing this jump back thing. I'm a chaotic mess. But in that previous scene, Phoebe does say, "Don't worry, we had safe sex."
Don't worry. We had safe sex. A lot of safe sex.
Oh my god!
And
yeah.
I loved it
They
so
used
much.
a
Again,
condom.
Phoebe an icon.
I just loved that the way she was like, "Don't worry." It's so funny. Oh man, we were worried, Phoebe. So
Right.
thank you for letting us know. Yeah, now we're at Quake, and the Piper and Phoebe are kind of discussing like if it like, you know, you did a love spell, so is it real or not? You know,
Yeah.
like it's questionable.
Well, it's, people always think they want things to be easy until they're easy. And then they're like, this doesn't feel
Yeah,
satisfying.
yeah.
And I'm sorry, not Mr. Chicken and Veggies, Mr. Boring Chicken
Mr.
and Veggies.
well
like,
done
what?
chicken?
Are we the epitome of desperate?
Now
like,
suddenly
no.
he's hitting on us.
Right, like yesterday. I mean, I think the whole Piper
It's 'cause
does
of the
like
spell.
acknowledge that. She's like, "Oh, you did not pay me any mind."
Yeah,
before."
suddenly he loves us so much and he wants to be our wife.
But what's more important than this to me? Oh my God, yeah, and
Oh my god! And then the guy at the bar asks us to go to Paris.
Piper's
with him.
noticing that everybody, all the men in their silly little suits, are giving her the side eye.
Yeah, the love spell has been a little too strong.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to date us.
Yeah, and we don't want to date them. And that's really important to me is now we're at Buckland's and Prue is giving us the businesswoman special.
Oh yes, she's wearing the glasses.
She's
got
very
the,
serious.
She's got the desk. She's got the phone
got
in
a
the hand.
phone.
She's got a phone. If anyone needs to make a call, she's got a phone.
Right.
Yeah, she's serving the businesswoman special. The watch on the wrist. She's like, I
She's-
could tell you
she's
what time
a
it was.
Very serious businesswoman.
And she's busy as hell. She's swamped.
Yes, ankle strappies.
Oh my god.
Phoebe has ankle strappies. Let's be serious.
That's what they're called, ankle strappies.
Right, ankle
not a
strappies.
shoe.
It's
that
an
ties
ankle
up the
strappy
leg.
shoe, if you must know.
True. That's true.
Yeah, so Phoebe's still living it up with her love spell.
Yeah, she loves her love spell lifestyle.
She loves Hans. Go Hans. She said he recycles and he's...
Piper feels like it's kind of weird.
Yeah, Piper's like, it's too easy. I
She's
need
like,
a
"This is weird."
challenge. I need to suffer a little bit. So we're at our dream lab. And you know what? I don't want to be here. But...
I don't want to be here.
You know what?
Yeah, we're at Mr. Creep's sleep lab.
Oh, and then, okay. So obviously we go in to talk to Mr. Creep. Is he pretending to be blind?
Why would he be? I think he's just supposed to be weird.
Okay.
Because he looks right at Andy. I don't think.
Okay, no, see, I
thi-
felt
yeah,
like he
this
was
shot-
looking his eyes around
Yeah.
so much. I was like, what
I
is
think
this
he's-
man doing?
Yeah, see, this is where we also get into the weird ableistness of it all because
Right.
it's almost like he's kind of trying to play it like he's
he's like a real...
like
he's
not
not
got
very...
like something wrong with his brain.
Okay. No, I couldn't figure
Like-
out what he was playing at. Like, I'm
I think
confused.
he's supposed to just be like lying.
Well,
and
he
he's
is.
supposed
Yeah,
to
he's
just come
lying his
across
ass
as like
off.
shady. But the way he's playing it and the way it's shot, it
Yeah.
looks like very weird.
It looks weird.
It was because I thought the
looks
same
very
thing.
weird.
I was like,
Okay.
why is he like
Yeah.
dazed?
Yeah.
Like his
well,
eyes.
no, I
like,
mean, I did love, and I'm obviously this is like, intentional.
He's a
like
bad
he's doing
liar.
his worst acting.
yeah, he's a very bad liar.
Which obviously Andy's not buying.
And he
at
can like he
all.
has like an alibi because he's in the lab doing sleep work.
Right, but he's doing it
when
while
the
he's in
gals
the
were
lab,
murdered. But
for
that's because he's
God's sake.
traveling to their brains to murder them.
Right.
Astral travel, folks.
Astral travel. Also,
Henry
I'm
Cavill.
sorry. I trust no one who wears a white turtleneck.
Yeah, what's wrong with this man wearing a white
Have you ever
turtleneck?
had spaghetti sauce?
Oh my god. I was going to say, do you eat?
Yeah, I'm basically
Like-
like Laszlo in What We Do in the Shadows. Right? Just say
Laszlo
the-
de
say the-
Laurentiis.
No, that was Nandor.
I'm sorry.
For God's sake.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, Laszlo just says the occasional word weird.
Yeah, that is correct.
That is what's going down.
Oh, Piper's on this horrible date
With
with
this
with
stupid guy
Mr.
who
Well Done
apparently
Chicken.
doesn't need his glasses.
Yeah, so what? The
So
glasses
what? They're just
are-
reading glasses?
I guess they're just reading glasses. I want to take. He's got these like few little wispy
I don't
hairs
like
in the
them.
front. I want to take
I
them
wanna
and
cut 'em.
grab them, just yank them right out of his scalp. It's
I want to
probably
give him
mean.
like a nice grease style back comb.
Great.
Yeah,
And Piper's
just like
basically telling
a
him
wow,
all
wow.
the worst, all the worst stuff she can say to him.
Oh my gosh, I just love how he kisses her and she's like, "What are you doing?"
She's like, okay, I
that
guess
was
you're kissing me.
unhot.
It was also like a really weird like peck.
Oh my god.
Like it was
yeah.
just like a, mwah. Like basically how I kiss my cat on the nose
Yeah.
in the morning.
Well, it helps me keep my ulcer under control.
That's one of the things that Piper says to the guy to make
and
him
I was
not
like,
like
that
her.
is the most
Yeah. What else does she talk about? She talk about like,
relatable. He says your honesty
Oh my
is
God,
so
and he
refreshing,
says-
and she
no.
says it helps me keep my ulcer
yeah, and
under
then
control.
he said it's the '90s. Who doesn't have an ulcer?
I mean,
that's what he
that's
said.
true.
And I was like, well, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love all those things that she said to him to try to get him to not like her.
I will say though, it is such a good like thing to think about, I guess, that it's like, people will complain about dating or, whatever. And really you don't want people to like you that much.
No,
like
it's
you
weird.
want people to like you, but you don't want people who are just like,
Falling all over you.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
hey, you want to know something truly disgusting about
Like that
me?
episode
No.
of SpongeBob with Handsome Squidward.
Yes, just like that.
He's like, I thought I wanted to be handsome, but it's too much. Everyone's like crying and weeping, looking at my handsomeness.
oh my god, it's too overwhelming.
The great philosopher.
Patrick, have I always been
SpongeBob.
ugly?
How long have I been ugly?
Oh god.
But Mr. Creep, he's getting ready to do another murder.
in his white turtleneck and gray sweatpant, I think. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, his wardrobe is questionable. That's for sure.
oh, Prue,
Prue
stop
fell
falling
asleep at work, and we're gonna get attempted murdered.
Attempted murdered.
He's here, Mr. Creep. This dream's kind of red. Scary.
I know, it's interesting. I'm like, how did we decide I like all of the choices. I'm just
I like 'em,
curious.
yeah.
Like, why somebody be pink? Why somebody be red? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe the initial one is supposed to be like extra spooky. Because it did have like a heavier,
I mean, I feel like
more
they're going
creepy
up
vibe.
in spookiness because we get closer to dying.
No,
each
I felt like
time.
that bath one was the most spooky because it was like such like we're naked in the bath.
That
like,
is
that's
true. We
such
were like
an
extra
invasion.
vulnerable.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
and it's a surprise. We've never
Yeah.
experienced it before. Like,
Yeah.
and not threatening my life while I'm in a desk chair.
Yeah, he's gonna
stupid.
roll our little chair right off the side of a building,
Yeah, not acceptable.
ruining the fun of a swivel chair.
Right, and then, oh, I do love we
Oh my god, yeah,
stab him in the
Prue
hand.
is stronger than the other people he's murdered.
Right,
Probably
because-
because she's a witch and she's Prue.
Yeah.
So she stabs his ass
Right,
in the hand.
Well, she stabs his hand.
he stabs his ass in the hand.
No, and then Andy low-key saves us
Yeah,
because
Andy
that's
saves
just
us.
the vibe.
Because that's his vibe. He just
Right.
saves us without meaning to because he's that good a guy.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I'm fucked. I just live for that dare sticker next to his office desk.
Mm-hmm.
You see it every time. And then when Prue wakes up from her dream, she gets spooked by her boss and she almost murders him.
Which, I mean,
She almost stabs him, which,
we'll come back to that later.
I mean, yeah, we planted that seed already. We know
Right.
he's naughty.
With Nody.
We're back with the cops. And Andy's starting to put together what's going on because he's the best person ever.
Yeah, he's got magic. He's what we like to call gifted. I don't know. He just, always knows
Yeah.
what direction to go.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course Daryl thinks he's cray because that's Daryl's vibe. But I think in this scene is where Andy explains that like Mr. Creep was on some kind of trip with his girlfriend at the time. She broke up with
there's
him.
an OG.
Yeah, she broke up with him and he got in a car accident and that's what made him disabled. And then that started his like murdering gals in their sleep.
Right.
So that's what we talked about before.
Okay.
Yeah, that's his fucked up backstory.
Yes. So now Phoebe has arrived at home, and there are many
There
a flower.
are flowers everywhere. Too many. What?
Oh, and a
Basement.
cookie, which shout out to the cookies.
Ooh,
Cookies we will take.
Yeah, we need to reverse this spell. This
Yeah,
is getting creepy.
yeah.
It's getting uncomfortable.
Phoebe and Piper are like, yeah, this ain't great.
Yeah, should probably have not done that. I love about this scene where they're talking about how like everything's kind of out of control. They got a zillion flowers everywhere for both of them.
Yeah, they're like, maybe this isn't fun.
The cat is also a hot commodity within the cat community.
Oh, I do love that.
And all
There's,
the
like,
cats
these
want to
cats.
flirt with him. Mm-hmm. And I loved that the cat was part of the spell. Mm-hmm. Live for that.
Pretty sure the cat's a lady.
I think all the cats around are just genderless.
No, I mean our cat.
No, I know, but I mean all the cats that want to see
Gotcha.
our
Okay.
charmed cat.
We'll go with it.
They're all just gender fluid cats who are all interested. That's what I would assume.
Amen.
Because hopefully they're all spayed and neutered. Because they all
LOL.
have responsible owners.
Oh my God.
Oh, I love our cat.
Very cute. 10 out of 10 cats, as always. Go cats.
This scene, Phoebe knows how to hold the cat.
Right.
Unlike that previous.
I know the pilot scene.
Oh, Prue calls and says, I almost got murdered again.
Yeah, she's like, I'm tired of being murdered.
And this time we're like, oh no. Must be real.
Yeah, I mean,
Twice is too
two
much.
times dream murdered, too many times.
Fool me once, shame on
Yeah,
shame
one
on
time
me.
someone threatens to murder you in a dream, it's probably nothing.
Shame
I
on you.
once had a dream where a relative was this was as a child was chasing me through one of our local Greensfield actually parks, and I was hiding in a bathroom stall, and she was trying to murder me. But yeah, I don't know why.
So accurate?
I don't know why. It was really
she
scary.
used
But
to
this
for fun hurt
particular,
each
I don't
other.
think this particular relative would ever murder me. Others maybe.
Other relatives, maybe.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
we're in the attic. We go
There's
to the attic.
nothing in the book about the dream sorcerer.
Which, yeah, because it's not magic.
Because he knew. This is a new development.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
yeah.
their ancestors never came across this guy. This guy's just a human.
Right. So
And Prue's-
Prue's driving
she's
needs us to
sleepy.
answer. She needs us to answer the phone.
Yeah, she's driving sleepy.
Keep me awake because this ain't good. I will say though, I do sort of feel like if I was being threatened, I mean, I get that it's like at a certain point your body kind of takes over, but I feel like I would be like neurotically kept awake in like a hypervigilant trauma way. Like it's hard. I don't know.
Also, like, I don't know. Obviously, like if you haven't slept for a couple days, like you're gonna be really tired. But like if I'm driving, holding a phone, talking to my
Stressed.
sisters, and then while I'm on the phone, my sisters start to get attacked on the other side of the phone,
Right.
I'm
gonna
not
be
falling
focused.
asleep.
Right.
And they
It's
act
unlikely.
like she's like it's like she's drugged.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Right. I
But
mean,
yeah,
it's powerful. I don't know.
The guy that Phoebe
Hans?
was dating, Hans, he's here and he's violent.
Oh no, these Hanses, they turn on a dime. I
Oh
get
my
that there's
God.
a spell, but it's also true. Like
Yeah, he's
these,
like, I can't eat, I can't
dudes will
sleep,
turn.
I
and-
can't do anything
Right.
but think about Phoebe.
Right,
So he
which I
wants
mean,
to
we're all on
kill
that
us.
page.
Yeah, he's upset. He's angry. And Prue's falling asleep in the friggin' car.
And like you froze everything, but like please grab the flowers before they unfreeze.
Oh my God, don't let
I'm so tired of this. Like,
God.
do you like cleaning up broken things?
Yeah, like what the hell? You want to lose another vase?
Right. We need that. I mean, I guess they have a bunch of flowers, but still, no messy
Yeah.
cleanup.
Yeah, I don't want to clean it
That
up.
is a Charmed reference.
No messy cleanup.
I referenced Charmed within Charmed. We haven't gotten there yet, though.
No messy cleanup is Buffy.
Oh my God, it's Buffy.
Yeah, Buffy.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
7 lashes. Anyway.
Yeah, but we're being preyed upon by the Mr. Creep.
Yes, we're also asleep in our car, which is like we're doing the work for him.
Yeah, we're hitting a pole. We hit a pole.
Yeah, not good.
Not good. And Prue's not answering. We're stressed. 911.
Yes, it's not good. She's not in a good way. We have to go to the hospital, which we don't want to be there.
Yeah, the last place we want to be is the hospital.
Also, I kind of take issue with this. Asleep and unconscious are not at all the same thing.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
That
but
is
I mean, I guess
interesting.
that we're just like, we're just,
Yeah,
it works,
yeah.
whatever, that's fine. But I did think,
Yeah. I did love this though, because once the dream sorcerer is here, trying to kill us in our
Okay,
sleep.
call him Mr. Creep.
Okay, once Mr. Creep is here in the hospital with us, trying to kill us in our dream or our unconscious state, he offers us a glass of wine, and I just thought that was so funny. Like, you want some wine with your death?
Yeah.
Would you like some wine?
I mean,
with your
honestly,
murder?
if you're gonna kill me, then yes, I will have the glass of wine.
Can you get drunk in a dream? Can you get drunk in an
I
unconscious
don't care.
state?
I just think it would be nice.
I don't care. The wine would be nice.
Oh my God, that's so funny because I took notes and I literally wrote, "Want a little wine with your death?"
That's what I wrote.
Oh wait, is that
literally
what
exactly.
he said?
Oh, maybe.
That's what he said.
Maybe it is.
He said, "Want
That
a
is
little
funny.
wine with your
wine
death?"
with your death?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
okay, sir.
Wine with your death?
And the cops are at the sleep lab. They're trying to wake this bitch up. They're trying to wake Mr. Creep up. And he doesn't even know that he's saving Prue's life.
Right, yeah.
He's
Typical
saving
Andy.
Prue's life, or he's trying to. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I love this too. He says to Prue, "You like the dress?"
No,
'Cause, you know,
yeah.
she's in a dream dress. And she's like, "I've worn better."
Yeah,
and honestly,
still,
she's right.
Respect. She still has the strength to insult the dress. That is
Yeah.
exactly how I would
She's
go
like,
out.
"Listen, I'm not going to give you anything."
Right. Yeah, and this is not a good vibe. Also,
No, it's very creepy.
I don't know. I wonder how they felt filming these scenes because he really is giving so creepy. Like, I wonder what he's like in
it's
real life.
I feel uncomfortable.
Shout
just
out to
watching it.
you,
Yeah, whoever this guy
Matt
is.
Schultz. That's him, yeah?
Yeah.
Why do I recognize him? What else is he in then?
So his real name in the show is supposed to be
Whitaker Berman? Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, I just wonder because, oh, it's so creepy.
Yeah. Phoebe and Piper arrive at the hospital to be with their sister, and they're also trying to wake Prue up.
I know what I know him from.
What do you know him from?
The Fast and the Furious.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh,
Michelle
no.
Rodriguez. Anyway.
Michelle Rodriguez.
So yeah, Andy's very determinedly
Yeah.
removing this man
Yeah.
from his
Andy's trying to
dream
wake-
foolery.
Mr. Creep.
Right.
Phoebe and Piper are trying to wake Prue.
Yes, it's a wake fest.
It's alarming. Yeah, and they can kind of hear, vaguely. They can kind of hear these things.
And you know what?
happening.
If this man could just get to it, he would probably have already
Just
done it.
shove
But
her
you
off
know,
the
he
side.
really likes to revel in it.
Yeah,
What
these
can I
serial
say?
killers, they just love their little traditions.
Oh my
and
God,
they're
they
like
love
little,
their
the whole
silly
whole
little-
shebang. So
right.
that's their downfall.
That's their whole vibe. Yeah, I am not yours, and I never will be. Even if you throw me over this cliff, you'll still be a creepy jerk.
Yeah, you'll still be a creepy jerk.
It's not a cliff, it's a building. But whatever, you understand. You're tossing me from a great height.
And we're supporting Prue from the physical realm, the awake
my
realm.
God.
We're trying to tell her, use your power. You can do it. You can do it.
Right.
And she does it. She does it.
She does it.
She uses her power. She shoves him off the side of the building.
As
Die,
she
bitch.
would. As
And
she
when he
would.
dies in the sleep lab, like when Andy and
Oh,
Daryl
yeah.
and them see him die,
It's
it's so
brutal.
scary. Like
Yes.
that's gonna be a hard one to recreate.
You
if
know,
you wanna
not
try to
all of
recreate
them
that
are
one.
recreatable.
Yeah, that one's like it was scary.
Yeah.
Like all the blood vessels in his face.
I don't like that.
It was like,
Yeah, I
oh.
don't like the idea of that. You could
It's
do
pretty
some
good though.
kind of.
It was definitely deserved.
right.
You know, he was being creepy all episode.
Yeah. Use the AI filter. Big
Yeah.
blood vessel. Blow up face. See what it does with that. Take that AI. Figure that one out.
Figure that one out.
So we brought all our flowers to
Yeah, we're
Prue
visiting
in the
Prue in the
hospital.
hospital. She's still recovering. Brought her a bunch of flowers. Oh yeah, what did Phoebe say there? That she was like, "Whoop." Oh yeah, Phoebe says to Prue, "It wouldn't kill you to get a little rest."
Yeah, and you know, it wouldn't kill you to get some rest.
And then she's like, "Oh, I guess it has in the past threatened to murder you."
Right.
The whole resting thing.
Yeah, that's troubling to deal with trauma-wise.
Yeah, and we reversed the love spell, so we're done with that
Yeah.
tomfoolery.
And then Andy comes in with the single rose.
Yeah, Andy comes
Come
in.
on.
Piper told him that we were in the hospital.
Oh, he's so cute. Glad to see every bone in your body's not
and he's
broken.
wearing a cutie boy turtleneck.
Right.
Cutie boy turtleneck.
I mean, my point was just if you're wearing a white turtleneck, like, I don't trust you.
Your point was that if you're wearing a white turtleneck, you're gonna get spaghetti sauce on it. That was your point.
Or no, it was more so
What
like,
about the spaghetti
but
we're
no,
having for
listen,
dinner?
if you're wearing a white turtleneck and you don't get spaghetti sauce on it,
You're a
don't
creep.
trust you.
Yeah,
yes,
there's something wrong with you.
exactly. And on that note, spaghetti sauce.
This
Thank
is a
you.
podcast about spaghetti.
Yes.
And then our bing bongs out. Bing bong.
Okay, yeah. We give you, Prue and Phoebe give each other roses.
Aw.
This is the original Frozen, and then we're out.
This has nothing to do with Frozen at all.
Oh, I meant Phoebe and Piper. I know words. I said Prue. Andy gave Prue a
Yes,
rose.
yeah. Phoebe and Piper have a nice sister moment.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. We're like, the sisters choose each other.
Ah, yes. Always and forever.
As they should.
Always efforts.
And you know what they say? She neither of us wore the dress and we both stayed home.
Exactly.
Right.
That's
I
the
got
truth.
there eventually.
That's the truth.
So a very deep pull white Christmas reference.
Yes.
Happy Christmas.
Well, thank you for joining us. on
And
this
soon
episode
we're
of The
going to
Power of
start
Two.
posting some vanquishings
Yes.
on TikTok. I'm going to
Yes.
get vanquished a whole bunch.
Yeah, the social medias are going to be more active. So you want to follow us on.
They're going to be lifting weights.
Yeah, they're going to be
I'm
up in
like
the
a
gym
9-year-old
just working on their fitness.
man, apparently. Anyway.
Yes. Well, follow us on TikTok and Instagram at The Power of Two Pod. And don't forget to rate and review our podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And if you're on Spotify, there's interactive questions and polls. So swipe up to see that. Also, subscribe on YouTube. If you're listening on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and hit that like button and comment down below what you think is more romantic than a sunset bike ride.
Great.
Goodbye.
Bye.